So this is obviously, can they hear my voice over top? Yeah. So this is obviously a professionally produced documentary. Obviously it's government propaganda. You saw the name of the agency, China Science Communication. Youth in the Wild. That's a cave, obviously. Did you see the bat there? When we are confronted with an invisible enemy, we can find threats hidden deeper. Only when we hide ourselves. It sounds like a haiku. Youth in the Wild, the invisible defender. So this is calling these virus scientists invisible defenders. So he's got his protective gear. I am not a doctor, but I work to cure and save people. Really, do you, mate?
我是战士，却守护着一条看不见的国防线。
至于它里面的结果是生理正中间这里，按这个来说应该是成。
我是田俊华，从事病毒样本采集。
I work in virus sample collection and classification.
边防线的守卫者。
Those are some ominous images.
病毒就是人类生命的杀手。
Viruses have been the leading cause of human death. They have been highly elusive and caught people off guard.
病毒肉眼不可见，
Invisible to the naked
可
eye.
以通过病媒生物
Infect people through vectors.
而病媒生物在进化过程中
Over the course of evolution, vectors have coexisted with the
可能形
viruses.
成了抑制病
A
毒的
vector
物质
is
我们只有
the host of the
病媒
virus, I
生
think.
物才能为制作疫苗奠定重要的基础，而这
This
是
is
我
our
们肩负的
mission.
使命。
Wuhan Centers for Disease Prevention and Control. There you go. Did you see that? That's their top. Okay, keep rolling. That's their top virus lab in the whole country. Just happens to be in Wuhan. So this guy's out there catching creepy crawlies.
潜伏、观察。山野是我的办公室，
It's a very pretty background. This is very professionally done. The caves are my workbench.
太幸运了啊！
Oh, can you go back 10 seconds? What did he say there about the caves? Mountains and plains service my office. Is that so pretty? Yeah, keep going.
山洞是我
The
的
caves are my workbench.
成的啊！
One female and one male. We are so
营地
lucky.
是我的实
So
验
he's
室。
catching bats. He's going into caves and catching bats. Hubei province. It's a treasure trove for vectors. This tick can kill people. We caught one now.
但一部分病媒生物生活的环境对人类来说非常恶劣，
Harsh for
是一个极
humankind.
大考验。
This is a hell of a video. This is not some
在
amateur
已知的
production.
生物中，
Among all known creatures, the bats are rich in various viruses
可以
inside.
找到绝大多数
Can
的
find most viruses responsible for human diseases,
狂犬病毒，
like rabies virus, SARS, and Ebola.
就是蝙蝠栖息的
Accordingly, the
空气
caves frequented by bats become our main battlefields. He's going into the cave of bats.
潮湿、
Wet,
黑暗、
dark,
孤独，
and lonely. Yeah, that's
蝙
right.
蝠的生活环境，
Bats usually lives in caves humans can hardly reach.
但只有这样的环境，
Only in these places can we find the most ideal virus vector samples. Watch out! Most bats living here are horseshoe bats. Oh, can you go back for 1 second? See, the horseshoe bats, that's such an important point. And horseshoe bats. Yeah, oh, and Pipistrellus abramus. I'm going to Google that for a second. Pipistrellus abramus. That's also called a Japanese house bat. Okay, I just Googled that. Remember that word horseshoe bat, okay? I'm going to come back to that later. I'll just tell you why now. Horseshoe bats are not for sale in the Wuhan wet market, and I'll give you my proof point for that later. So horseshoe bats and Pipistrellus abramus, that's also called a Japanese bat. Keep going. If we keep our skin bare, we can easily get contact with the feces of bats, which contaminate everything. So it's highly risky here. It usually takes several days living in the bats' caves to analyze the symbiotic relations between bat populations and viruses. No cell phone signals, no supplies. I can feel the fear. Fear of infections, fear of getting lost. With this fear, I take every step extremely cautiously. The more I feel the fear, the more I take cautions in doing the details. Because when you find the viruses, you're also most easily exposed to the viruses. This is a true battle only without the smoke of gunpowder. Look at those bats, look at those teeth. You got to spread the net open just like this. Make sure the cave is fully sealed. There's one bat. The only mammals can fly. Make sure it will not rip the net open. Let's do the sample collection, then analyze the viruses they take. Okay, we've got a tick here. Oh, go back for a second. Go back. They named the tick. Ixodes vespertilionis. I'm just going to Google that. Ixodes vespertilionis. That's just a tick. That's just a tick. It's a bat tick. Okay. Thanks. I just wanted to. I didn't know what that word was. That's keep going. Very special type of tick. You cannot find it anywhere else. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. It's a road never traveled. Just like the caves frequented by the bats. It's so deep. When you look long into an abyss, the abyss looks into you. That's what Freud, if anything, looks into you too. There's something other people can never do for you. Once I find myself in this situation, I've learned to examine myself. That's his son. And overcome my fears. I need the support of my family. I got used to this. It's kind of interesting. The road is bumpy, but we must learn to stick to our initial choice when we feel confused and lost. Yeah, I'd holler like that if I got out of that cave of doom. In the past 10 plus years, we have visited every corner of Hubei province. We explored dozens of undeveloped caves. Lucilia sericata. Lucilia sericata. Lucilia, I'm guessing Lucilia is from the Latin for light. I'm guessing it's a firefly. Sericata, let's see. Common green bottlefly. Okay, I should stop pretending that I know Latin. Keep going. 300 types of virus vectors. But I do hope these virus preserved for. Oh, go back. I was looking at the names instead of reading the words. But I do hope these virus samples will only be preserved for scientific research. Keep going. And will never be used in real life. Well, you know what? That's what we call foreshadowing, people. That's what we call foreshadowing. That's a dramatic moment. I hope these viruses will never be used in real life. Keep going. Because humans need not only the vaccines, but also the protection from the nature. Pause. Nearly 2,000 types of viruses have been discovered by Chinese CDC authorities over the last 12 years. Only 2,284 types of viruses had been discovered worldwide over the 200 years prior to China's discovery. They're very proud. They're a virus superpower. Keep going. China has taken the lead in the world in the field of basic research of virus. That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.